Okay, this is Bill Markley. It's September 4th, 2013, and I'm talking with Mrs. Evelyn Waits and her daughter Becky Stalling. And Mrs. Waits, let's just start out with a few just real basic questions, like what's your birth year and birthplace?
My birthday is 8th month, 8th day, 1930, and I was born in Licking County Hospital, the old hospital.
Okay, that was on Buena Vista.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say what corner was, or what whereabouts on Buena Vista?
The apartment houses, all those old apartments is on the
Oh,
corner there.
okay.
Eastgate is the
Yeah, I know where
That's
you mean.
where the
Where
house-
Everett goes. Okay, yeah. Okay, and what were your parents' names?
Burton Roberts and Alberta Roberts. And then she got married and
Okay.
Cotterman.
Okay, and did you have any siblings?
I had a half brother and a half sister.
Okay. I'm sorry. And you mentioned your grandparents who worked in the children's home. What was their names?
My grandmother's name was Annie, and my grandpa Ed. Edward was grandpa's name. Ed Walpole.
Walpole. Okay. And what were their jobs in the children's home?
Well, grandpa, I think he run the boiler room or that thing is what I think he did. And grandma, she took care of the sick kids.
Okay. They had a separate building, I guess, for that.
Well, they lived up over the laundry.
Okay.
With a big laundry, and there's big, like, different rooms that they had in there.
Okay. And you went into the children's home in the late 1930s, right?
No, 38.
38. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you, how many years were you there?
About 8, I think.
Okay.
7 or 8. I went out first, the 14. I went out, and my dad wouldn't keep me. He said he couldn't work. He didn't have no job, so he sent me back. And then I spent another year there. Then they made him take me because he
Okay.
was married.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What do you have any memories of? Not necessarily your first day, but the first few days or early on at the home.
Yeah, everybody was nice. The kids and everybody, you know. Yeah, I didn't have any problems. I mean, I know the first time when it got nice, and there was a girl there, and she had one of these old-fashioned crocks that old people had, a bowl, and then the pitcher sit down in the front of it, and we were playing house, and she let me put on her old dress, or it was a long dress. She let me put that on, and then pretty soon she wanted it back, and I wasn't ready to give it back. I still wanted to play, and she wouldn't play. And I remember taking that bowl thing, and I hit her over the head with it. Didn't hurt her. I got a paddling.
Interesting. yeah, you just figured it was yours, right?
Yeah, I wasn't ready to quit yet.
You was there much other discipline that you remember there?
No, they I don't know. I think, to my knowledge, I would say you had everything down there but love. And I didn't have love anyhow in my family, so I wasn't missing anything. I mean, not that they didn't love you, but, you know, they didn't make over you, but they was nice to you. Frenchie, I think her name was Frenchie, and she was very nice, and she was good to all of us kids. She'd love you and hug you and things like that.
Was she was on the staff then, huh?
Yeah, and she died up in, I think she was 90-some years after, Mrs. Zerger, or, yeah, that picture, was that one
Yeah,
picture?
it's...
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, maybe it's one of the pieces of paper.
Yeah, where they're on the truck, the kids
Oh, right,
was on the
right.
truck, yeah. And she lived after they closed the children's home and everything, and she was way up in her 90s.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
What was her last name? Frenchie?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say she's in this picture? It says
I thought
year of
so.
1939.
Mm-hmm. I thought, now I might be wrong, but I thought this one here was her.
Okay, just for the recording, you're pointing out the lady in the front on the left.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, and the
With their arms crossed.
okay, and that's the picture of staff in 1939 at the children's home. Okay, and you did you see your grandparents much when you were there?
I wasn't allowed.
Oh, really?
No.
Huh.
Grandpa, like I said, he worked in the boilers, and I didn't see him at all.
Yeah.
You know, no, I can't remember seeing him, and I didn't get over to see Grandma either because of the sick children. Now, once in a while, when she didn't have anybody sick, then they would let me go over and visit with her a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I can remember she had a great big old quilt in the quilting frame, and she was quilting, and it was a comfort. It was old pieces of your coat, and then you just took it down and brought it up, and then you tied that little thing in a knot. And she let me do that. I thought that was something great.
What was a typical day like that you can remember as far as what you do when you get up in the morning till you went to bed?
Oh, done a lot of playing. I can remember when I went in. I was in the 3rd grade, and I went to, what was the name of that school down on O'Bannon Avenue?
Hazelwood?
Hazelwood.
Okay.
And on Thursday, they had broth potatoes. Oh, I would run home every Thursday and get that broth potatoes. I don't remember having meat, but I did and to this day, I love broth potatoes.
Huh. Do you make them? No. Yeah.
Oh, I cook beef now, and yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I still pick my potato, and yeah.
Huh. What else do you remember about school? Did you?
I got my fingers cracked a lot of times in the 4th grade. I had Miss McDonough. She was there, and her sister, twin sister, was at Lincoln. And then this one was down at Hazelwood. And she cracked my finger because I couldn't draw.
Oh.
And then I probably sassed her, too, because I couldn't draw. And she had that little yardstick, a little stick like that, and she cracked my fingers. And
Huh. Yeah, you remember something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about the other kids? Did the kids from the children's home mix in well with the other kids or not?
I think they did. I mean, you knew you couldn't go to their house, and they knew they couldn't come into the children's home. And I can't remember anybody ever saying anything bad, about it.
Okay. Did you ever go out to other places in town, like stores or movie theaters or anything like that? You weren't allowed to, I guess.
Oh, no.
Okay.
But you had your choice of churches.
Oh, okay.
And there was a Methodist church and the UB church, and then there was a Catholic church. And I went to the UB, or not UB, Methodist.
Is that down?
It's right on the corner of Cedar Street, still there.
Yeah, right. Okay, did you walk there?
Yeah.
Huh.
We asked kids to go there. I mean, they didn't force you. They give you your choice of which one you wanted to go see or go to church.
And they encouraged you, you say?
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do you remember about the food at the home or the meals?
They always had good meals. I mean, you did. And then once a month, everybody that had a birthday that month, they had the special table for them. And I mean, they didn't get any food any different, but that was, and then they got a little gift.
Okay.
But that was for the whole month of everybody.
Okay. Now, before we were recording, you said I'm sorry, the man who was the county commissioner was related
Johnny
to you.
Choman.
Okay.
Johnny Choman.
And you said he gave you a nice little,
50 cents.
Secretly dropped off something.
He dropped off 50 cents for my candy dish or whatever they called it every year. I never seen him until he died. And I seen him, and they lived on they lived on Cedar Street, a great big house, and they come down and got me and had me up there. It was either for John H. or for my grandpa, but they had him in the home, the casket. And so we got ready to go to bed, and I remember going up the stairs, and I looked over and seen this dead person, and I said, "Where's he going?" And they said, "He's going to stay here." And I said, "Do I sleep upstairs?" They said, They had to take me back to children's home. I wouldn't stay. I was afraid of dead people.
Yeah, that's understandable.
That sticks in my mind.
Yeah.
I think the reason why is before I went in, there was another half brother to my mother. I think it died. It was from First World War, gas, and he died. And they had American flag over his casket, the bottom of his casket. And I know my mother wanted me to go up and see him, and I didn't want to. And she picked me up in her arms and carried me up. Now, I was about 5, I suppose. And she said, well, touch him. And I said, no. And she took my hand and put it out there and laid it on his hand. And he was just ice cold. And it just scared me to death.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been afraid. I still don't be around a dead person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understandable, yeah. Let's see. Do you remember much? Well, we have some pictures here. Let's bring out those pictures of the building. See if they bring back any memories. I'm gonna. Oh, here's a picture. Here are 2 pictures of the lawn socials. Do you remember those?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have to work at them?
No. We got to sit out there and. Is that Mr. Zigger?
It might be. I'm not
I don't
sure.
know.
It wasn't labeled on the picture.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would say that was probably for the lawn social. I remember when I first went in, and I think it's probably the first summer we got on Sunday night. You had chocolate milk and I don't know, some kind of a big cupcake or something, I don't know. And I was sitting out there under one of those trees, and something bit me, and it was a black ant. And he got me in the leg, and his head was buried in there, and I screamed bloody murder.
That was out in the front yard there?
Mm-hmm.
Does it look a lot different there? Have you been by the children's home lately?
Oh, yeah.
Does it look a lot different there now?
Oh, yeah. Those buildings wasn't there when,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and there's, from afar, a couple of pictures. This, let's see, here's a picture of the main entrance, and then the back door to the kitchen. Were you ever in the kitchen at all?
No, well, yeah. When they was doing the in the summertime, snapping green beans and shredding, and I hated snapped green beans.
So you had to help with that?
Yeah, but I hid. And I hid in the dormitory, and the beds would go this way, and then this way, and then this way. Well, I started this one, and when they would look for me, I'd roll to the next one, and I went clear around all the way. When I come to that woman, I don't know who come after me, one of the women, and she said, Evelyn, you're at the end of the beds. And I crawled out of there, and there wasn't anything to do, but I didn't get whipping or anything, but they made sure I was always there snapping green beans. I hate that today, too.
Did you have to do any other jobs?
No, I don't remember, except the table. You know, I mean, that was a certain age, and that was to set all the tables and things, but we didn't have to work in the kitchen or anything. I don't remember.
And when you ate meals, were the boys on one side and the girls all together in one big room? Okay.
Yeah, when you go in the door, the left-hand side was all girls and all boys on the other side.
What about holidays? Did they do anything to observe birthdays or holidays or anything
No, the
like
birthdays is only set at that table, you know, and you got a little gifts then.
Oh, yeah.
And but I don't remember any other holidays.
Okay. Yeah, here's the back of the building.
Mm-hmm.
And now this.
Boy, those weeds?
Yeah, they've grown up just in the last few months. I think there was a fence that was put around it to keep people from getting in because they figure it's dangerous. And yeah, I think a lot of weeds between the fence and the building now.
I don't think I ever seen the back end of that because that's on the boys' side.
Okay, yeah, and this says this picture's labeled "Girls' Playroom." You remember anything about that?
No, not really. Unless it be the... No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to picture...
I think that's a fire escape right here, so they might mean to the right of that
I
picture.
don't remember.
Yeah, that's all right. If you asked me to remember how my school was set up, boy, I wouldn't have any idea. You remember a lot more than I do already. Yeah, there's more of the back of the building. This says boiler room and candy room.
Okay. Let's see this little window here?
Yeah, that's on the
Okay.
left upstairs.
Mm-hmm. That's just a big old room. I never was in there, never seen it. But that's for when the girls done something, ran off, or the boys ran off, you got put in there for so many days.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
By yourself? Or?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm sure that'd be for themselves. But that was,
So that's the,
that's
it's in
about-
that picture marked girls, or boiler room, candy room, and it's,
A candy room probably be this one here then, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. It was
Yeah.
just a little tiny room. I mean, you just stepped in and they asked you how much you wanted, and they give you 3 or 4. Once in a while you might get a nickel's worth, but it'd be something like a candy bar, a whole, would cost that much.
okay.
Uh-huh.
Huh. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these are all so far pictures of how it looks now, but
Oh,
this is behind the building where supposedly where the barn was. Do you remember seeing the barn?
Yeah, but this is all new stuff, though.
Yeah.
This here is down over the hill from,
Was the barn over that bank?
Well, the barn was a big old barn, like an old farmer barn is what it was. But this is a new,
Yeah.
that's a new
Yeah, that's different.
Mm-hmm. And see, this is a new building here.
Uh-huh.
See, that's probably all behind,
Yeah. Yeah, there's a parking lot and then some grass, I think, and then those buildings. Yeah, in the back.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the cows or other farm animals?
Oh, yeah. We'd go down on the day they're getting ready to slaughter the pigs, and we'd go down and watch them, and they'd shoot them, between the
So
eye,
you saw that, huh?
and then they'd slice their throat, and throw them on this sled, and then take them up behind where Grandma lived, and then they strung them up.
So you could see that?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
You kids.
A lot of kids don't see that kind of thing
Well,
today.
you didn't want to, but I just seen them cut that one throat that time, and that did me. I didn't go back no more. I mean, before I'd be back, you just see things, but yeah, I didn't go back.
This is in the front of the building. Does that ring any bell? There's a stone there, kind of a round stone sitting by itself. I think people think it was there from way back when carriages would drive up and people would step out onto that
But
stone.
this isn't the children's home back here, though.
No, that's showing houses on the other side of Main Street.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember this, huh?
Okay. But yeah, you talked about the entrance, I think, and where the Zergers
There's right.
lived.
Yeah, there's. And you go in the front door, and this is the office right here.
Okay, on the right. Okay.
And Mr. Zergers lived over here on this side.
On the left. Okay. Huh.
And that was dormitory, boys at dormitory, and this is kitchen here.
Down where it's
Down here.
down below the steps to the entrance. Okay. Huh. Yeah, that's just more. I think that's in the front of the building. That's in the back. I got more of these than I needed. Here's a few from the inside. Does that look? I know they put offices in after it was a children's home.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they changed a lot in the
I
inside
never
or
went
not.
back down there.
Yeah.
Now that I don't remember that, but that's not saying it wasn't there.
That arch in the hallway. Okay.
I don't remember that, but that's not.
Yeah, that's all right. They had these long benches.
Oh yeah, I remember them because when I get in, sometimes I get into little fights and things.
Yeah.
And they'd say, "Okay, Roberts, put your hands on the bench."
Yeah, that's
And
some.
Frenchie cracked me a little bit.
Oh,
not
really?
not real hard, but
Okay. Did you have to sit on the bench for long periods of time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of the boys.
It seemed to me it was a long time.
Yeah, some of the boys said it was an awful long time sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those boys exaggerate too sometimes.
Well, that could be.
You know.
Yeah, that's just some steps in the hallway. More of that. Does this building look familiar? I think it was, maybe, I could be wrong, but that might be the laundry
Yeah,
and
it
hospital
was.
room.
This is laundry down here.
Okay.
There was the steps, and Grandma and Grandpa lived upstairs.
Okay, and that standalone building.
And that was the laundry room.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Under my memory, I think I was just upstairs to see Grandma one time. And I remember, you know, the laundry or sewing.
The
and
quilt?
then that's the door there. Because about 3 months after I was in there, just a few months though, wasn't long, Grandpa took sick. And they owned a house out on Swans Road. And it was a big old log cabin. And it was all down in the valley. And my mother always played the piano. And she'd play that piano, and the neighbors, Boffmans, lived down there, and they said they could hear Mom playing the piano.
Really?
It echoed down there. But anyhow, that's where they went back to live, and my mother was there staying with them, and Grandpa just dropped dead.
Yeah.
And that thing on the back of his neck bursted.
It was a tumor.
Yeah,
say?
great big. They couldn't operate or anything on. Well, they didn't do surgery back
Yeah.
then either. And Grandma said that bursted.
Were your grandparents still working when he died?
No, they left the children's home
Okay.
altogether.
Okay. Now this long building, somebody.
there's those beds.
Yeah. Okay. I wondered if that was the same too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that long one-story building.
You see, this is where I was underneath there, and I'd roll and get under this one, and then go back. And,
when they were looking for you to snap peas or beans.
Green beans, yeah. Now this must be across the street or something.
I think somebody said that was a chicken house behind.
I don't remember.
Somewhere behind.
I don't remember.
Might have been a ways away.
That's a boy sitting on that.
Yeah.
Okay, this is boys' dormitory then.
So did the girls' dormitory look? The beds look the same?
They do in here. I never seen the boys', but yeah. I never went over to the boys' side because I didn't like any of them.
Did the boys and girls ever mix much?
Yeah, well, when the older ones, you know, when you get a lot older, they had like boyfriend, girlfriend, you know. I know there was one boy in there, and I know one Bill Bricker, if he was living, he was down there for a good many years too, and his brother Paul Bricker. And I liked Paul. I mean, he's nice, and we was probably about 10 years old, and I liked him. And I'd heard that when he got out, he joined the Navy, and somehow something blowed up and killed him. And then Bill Bricker, I always seen him for years. I'd see him out all the time. And, I think he went down to the Red Cross. He done something working down there. But he's passed on now, too.
Okay.
But those two boys was down there a long time.
Yeah.
Years or more.
Here's a few pictures of actual children at the home. And this one, you have a copy of this. It's the girls on the truck or the Jeep going on a trip. And you say, one thing I wanted to ask you about, did a lot of the girls get that pretty much the same haircuts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, when you started the school, well, not just school, but you started the school, you went in to the room that they had material. And you got 3 dresses. They made 3 dresses, and you picked out your own material, whatever dress you'd like to have, and you got to pick out your material.
And colors and
yeah, they had beautiful colors and everything. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, that there. I just say that right here, it just looks like me.
Yeah, there's a There's a little girl right in the opening on the back of the truck, kind of on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. I can see a possible resemblance.
Because, let's see, what I'm trying to remember what day, it seemed to me it was Thursdays, that we had the children's home in the morning, had the swimming pool, Hollider's pool.
Yeah.
And we'd load up in that big old green truck, and we'd get to swim until probably noon or whatever.
How did you learn how to swim? Did you already
Never
know?
did. Never did.
You got wet at least.
Dive like, what is that old saying? Dive like a sweater or a feather and sink like a rock or something like that. Yeah.
I don't know if you'd recognize any of these.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, we had these pictures, and unfortunately, they don't have any years on them. But
now, is this the one lady here? Is she the one that took care of the babies?
I think so. One of the other people we interviewed knew her name. I think she might have been a sister or cousin of another lady who lived there or worked there. But if you said the name, I might remember.
I'm thinking. I remember.
That's
yeah.
all right.
There's quite a few of them there in the children's home, or in the baby.
Yeah.
Look at this little one here. Becky, you have to see these. That one there. See how he's got his little hands all ready to.
Yeah. He's ready for mischief. It
Right.
looks like. Oh, and the one picture we talked about a little bit before the recording, just for the now that we're recording, I'll describe it. It's got this structure in it that has a kind of a triangular roof, and there are a bunch of children sitting underneath. And can you describe again what that was?
That was the girls' if it's all girls, yeah, it's the girls' playhouse.
Okay. Was it pretty close to the main building?
Not too far. I'd say maybe as far from here to the garages.
Okay.
It'd be that far away,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
But like I said, when it was time to go eat, I'm stuck up there on that and can't get down.
Yeah, tell us again. Tell us again about that.
We'd be playing, and I always climbed up on that this thing, and there was no way I could get down. And I sat up there, and they missed me at dinner, so they sent them down after me.
So they had to have an adult come get you down.
One of the women.
Yeah. Yeah. So the garage is here about maybe 30 yards from where we're at. So okay. Yeah. Thanks. That's good. I didn't know what that was before.
The boys had one. I think the boys had one too.
Okay. Was there other parts of the playground like swing sets and things
Yeah,
like that?
they had them on the girls' side.
Oh.
Boys weren't allowed over there. But I started learning a lot of gymnastics down there on those bars.
Huh. Did you end up doing a lot of that later? Gymnastics?
In school we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you walked to school, you say?
We went to
Hazelwood.
Hazelwood, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All the kids went at the same time, about the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I know they had Girl and Boy Scout troops. Were you involved in that or any other groups?
I was in the, I don't remember how long or anything, but I was in the Girl Scouts. I was little, it's 8, 9 years old or 10. Yeah, and them, and you got to do things and learn different things, and that was fun.
Yeah, good. Okay. Let's see. And can you remember any other people from the children's home that you've seen recently, or I guess people go their separate ways. That's what a lot of other people said.
And I went down there that one time when they had the social, and they said a lot of kids was down, but I didn't see any.
Okay.
And I give them the pictures to take, like I gave you.
Yeah.
I give them to.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you remember about the people who worked there? Any other? Did they call them house parents or house mothers?
You know, I can't remember what they did call them, but we had two women. But Frenchie's the one that rings a bell to me. She was there the longest, I think, or something like that. You had your own lockers.
Did you make any friends there with the other girls?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Down Jordan. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had one girl. I shouldn't tell this, though. She's not with us any longer, anyhow. But I had this one girl that was down there, and this other girl. Her name was Mary Lou Parr at that time, or that was her maiden name. But she's gone too. She had cancer. But Mary Lou was my friend. And this other girl was a friend of Mary Lou's. Well, if I do something out of the road or something, Mary Lou's girlfriend give me a beating. She'd whip me. And I was afraid of her. And so, but when she whipped me, I'd whip Mary Lou. And so so I just got kind of tired of all that and beating. And like I said, I was afraid of Mary Lou. And anyhow, when we stand in line, and she says, "I'm going to get you, Evelyn." I says, "That's okay. I know something about you." She says, "What?" I said, "I ain't going to tell you. You're going to whip me." And she said, "No, I won't whip you if you tell me." I never told her, and she never whipped me. So when I was a teenager, grown years and years later, a bunch of us kids all got together, and there was somebody that lived in the country. So we was all going down there in the country and party, I guess, and went into this room, and this girl walks out, and I said, "Oh, I know you." And she says, "How do you know me?" And I said, "You was in children's home with me." I said, "Evelyn," I told her, "Evelyn." She says, "Oh yeah." I said, "I'm the one you was always whipping." And but anyhow, they lived down there, her and her husband, and they had two little girls, beautiful little things, and they would fix their stove, the heating stove. They'd fix it up, and then they'd come in town and go dancing, and leave the two little babies out there. And one time, it was long after that, and they come in town, and when they went home, the little log cabin or whatever that they lived in, little shanty, it burnt to ground and burnt both babies up. And they put both of them in the penitentiary.
Wow, yeah.
And I remember that. And those all those little girls was pretty as could be. But I mean that happened a lot of times back there in them days. So it was so funny though. I ran into her after I growed up.
What did you end up doing after you got out of the children's home?
Well, I had to live with my dad. And then when I got to be, I think about 17, I got a job over at the hospital, the old hospital, as a dietitian. And that's where I worked over there for about 3 years.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else you can remember about the children's home?
No.
You want to add, or if not, that's fine.
What did I do with this thing here? Maybe there's something on here.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Oh, at Christmas, you wrote Santa Claus a letter, and you tell him what you want. I think you got 3 gifts, but not a bicycle, because the bicycles was a way of getting away and running away, so he wasn't allowed that. And I remember behind the big barn where the cows was, great big long hill, and you go sledding. All that was fun. Never go to the boys' side. Well, that's,
You didn't have any great desire to, I guess, at that age.
No. I can say one thing down there. I never had anybody come visit me. Nobody. My mother, she moved to Glenford, and so she never come. And my dad came down there. My dad came down there drinking. I didn't know it at the time. They told me later, and they called the police on him, and he never come back. But I'm glad he didn't, though. But that was all. I never had we was there in the, I was mischief, I will say that. And I know one day, I don't know who the other girl was or anything, and I said, well, we wasn't going to have company. She didn't have nobody, and I didn't have anybody, and I said, go look and see if there's anybody outside. It was, the back door was, it was go between the children, the girls and the boys. I says, go out there and see if anybody's out there, standing around out there. So she went in, she went out and looked, and she said, nobody there. And I pulled the car bell. And then run out, and I said, oh, what happened? And they never did, they never caught me. But it was right there, and I just yanked on it. And
They did now, you're on recorded.
Yeah. Yeah, they might come and haul you away for that. Oop.
I can remember when I went to Lincoln when I was in 6th, 7th grade, I think, and all the kids from the children's home went there also, and I didn't remember much about things, but it was like I knew they had to get back home. I did have a friend that went there, and they taught her how to sew. She became a seamstress.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
The kids that all went to the children's home and into the schools, they were kind of like, all the other kids kind of marked them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Others have said that.
Yeah, they were just kind of like the misfits, I guess, which, is sad, I guess, when you think back about it.
Was there not much mixing between them? Between the kids who didn't live at the home and the ones who did?
No, I think there was quite a bit of mixing.
Was there? Okay.
Yeah, there was. It was just that, it was still also back then, the coloreds and the whites, it was always that.
No blacks in the children's home.
No, I'm talking about school.
That was something I was going to bring up too.
Oh.
School, I'm talking about
Okay,
in the school.
great, your story.
Okay.
There was, just bad feelings sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but that seemed, it didn't remind me of one of there. But after I was out, there never was any black children there. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean,
Had you known any before you went in there?
I went to Lincoln in the 3rd grade, and there was a colored girl there, and she was braiding my hair. She was trying to teach me to braid my hair, and that's about the time I went in the children's home.
Okay. Huh. You said something, I think it was before we started recording, how one thing they couldn't give you really was love. And I saw a quote by, I think it might have been Walter Zerder, Pop Zerder, I guess they called him out. Yeah, they tried to give what children needed, but that was one thing they couldn't give. Right. That was kind of your experience?
Yeah, I mean, like, if you were talking to Mrs. Zerder, she always spoke to you in the hall or any place. She was always very, now he was always grumpy. And, kids didn't go around him too much. And then Dorothy, now, I don't remember her with the children, or,
Yeah, there's.
But it said there, I read there someplace where she played with the other, but I don't remember others.
Okay, there's a picture. See if you think it's her or not. There's a little picture we have. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 real little children standing in front, and then an older girl, taller girl standing in back. Does that look like Dorothy or not in that lower picture?
Oh, this tall one?
Yeah.
Well, it looks something, it does look something like her too. Because she was thin. I remember her being thin. But I was thinking her hair was black.
Okay, could have been, yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't
I think it was darker than in that picture, yeah.
And
okay.
She was very nice.
Okay.
I mean, she didn't, I don't ever remember. She could have, but I don't remember her. I mean, I just, she probably had things to do, and everything. But like I said, that she's very nice. And this Mrs. Zerger, you meet her or something, she always pats you on the head.
Oh.
You know.
Huh. Huh.
She was a very nice lady.
Okay. Anything else on you wrote down you'd like to
No, everything
talk about? Okay, good.
I told them.
Yeah, we've got a whole lot here. Yeah, well, thank you very much. Like I say, we'll send you a recording of this,
Okay.
and keep an eye out. I'll try to call you when they're having that ceremony where they give away the
I would
bricks.
like to get a stone of it, you know.
Yeah, sure. They want
It's a
to.
shame they've had to tear it
Yeah,
down.
it is. Yeah, they want to give bricks or stones to everybody who was there who wants one. So.
Well, yeah, and there's probably lots that's not living now too,
Yeah,
you know.
right.
Because
Yeah.
I'm 83 now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know. But no, I never regretted the day I was in there. I
Good.
never did. I said, they was nice. I mean, you got punished, but it was something you did, you know. You
Okay.
didn't, but.
Yeah.
And I know I got, well, those green beans is what stuck,
Yeah.
stuck in. But no, I can't remember of canning anything else. I don't, and I hate the husk corn, but I don't think the girls had to husk the corn.
That
I think the
sounds-
boys did.
Yeah, it sounds like more something they did. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, hey, you gave us a lot of good information, so
Mhm.
I really appreciate it.
It's a shame they had to close it down.
Yeah. Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So.
It is. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay.